G'day everyone, it's your boy Jordan CS No here, and welcome back to another cringy ass video on the dark web. And in today's video, we have possibly the most confusing Steam Deck review series of all fucking time. I'm of course talking about the Steam Deck videos, 5 reasons not to buy the Steam Deck, why I regret buying the Steam Deck, and why I regret selling the Steam Deck, from a YouTube channel by the name of Expert Review Zone, who some of you might have only heard of because of those videos, but I'd actually heard of this guy from Elvis the Aliens videos years ago, and so I kind of found it funny that he was doing Steam Deck reviews. So yeah, so today we're going to be watching all 3 of these videos, and I'm just going to be reacting to them as per usual. You know what I do on this channel. Why am I fucking explaining it? Anyway, before we begin today's video, don't forget to unsubscribe and dislike the video. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin with the first video, 5 reasons not to buy the Steam Deck.
I've been watching a lot of videos about this new Steam Deck, which is coming out soon, and I have a few things to say about it, and they're not very positive.
Oh boy, here we go. Now for this next part, he basically just explains what the Steam Deck is, stuff like that, and look, if you're watching this fucking video, you know what the Steam Deck video is, so I'm skipping this part.
So on paper it sounds pretty cool, but in reality I think it's going to be a bit of a flop.
You know what else is a flop? My dick.
And here's why. Now maybe I'm a bit biased because I am an avid Switch Lite user and I love playing Mario Kart on it and a few other games.
Oh god, that's actual fanboy mentality that he thinks the fact that he plays on the Switch Lite or the Switch should weigh against his judgment of the Steam Deck. No, it shouldn't. That has nothing to do with anything.
But I'm also a bit of a PC gamer. When I'm back home, I have a PC desktop setup and I play Rainbow Six on it, mainly Rainbow Six.
Ew.
And I can kind of switch between being a PC gamer and being a Switch gamer when I'm traveling. I used to have several gaming laptops to play Rainbow Six when I traveled.
You know, I kind of like how he's talking about gaming laptops and how heavy they are, because a lot of people just say like, oh well, you could just buy a gaming laptop instead of the Steam Deck, even though a gaming laptop is more expensive for the same kind of quality. But also, gaming laptops are fucking heavy. And this is coming from your boy Jordan CS No firsthand. I carried around a gaming laptop to school pretty much every single day, and believe me when I say it's not comfortable.
And I decided to ditch the gaming laptops because they were too heavy, too bulky to fit in my bag, and it just took up too much space and it made my back hurt. So you might be thinking, well, wouldn't a Steam Deck solve that problem because it's going to be much, much smaller than a gaming laptop?
Yeah, it actually would solve that problem, mainly because it's only half the size of a gaming laptop, and it also weighs like fucking 4 times less.
Plus you can play Rainbow Six on it.
Maybe you should invest into buying some actual good games. Believe me, buddy. I used to play Rainbow Six. Those were dark days. That shit went downhill since they got rid of the suicide bombers.
And even though that sounds great and everything, I don't think I would want to play Rainbow Six on a handheld. I just can't imagine how horrible the controls must be using those little thumbsticks and the little trackpad things, which I've never used a Steam controller before, so I don't understand this whole trackpad thing, but I just can't imagine a trackpad being any good for aiming a weapon.
Okay, you know you don't have to use the trackpad if you don't want to, like you can just use the other thumbstick. The trackpad is mostly just for navigation. That's something I don't understand when people complain about the trackpad on the Steam Deck. Just don't fucking use it. Like, there's a thumbstick right above it. You don't have to use it.
When I play Rainbow Six or PC games in general, I want to play keyboard and mouse. I don't want to play with little thumbstick controller thing.
What the fuck did you want them to do then? Did you want them to put a keyboard that folds into the Steam Deck, and then you unfold the Steam Deck, and it's like a little laptop, you know, and at that point it's basically just a fucking laptop? Like, what did you want them to do, genuinely? And also, if you want to play keyboard and mouse, you can just get a mouse and like one of those tiny keyboards and just plug them into the Steam Deck. Bada bing, bada boom, Problem solved.
The great thing about the Switch is the games on it are mostly casual games, like Mario Kart. Very simple game, you don't really need complex control systems, you just hold the accelerator, you got the boost button, you got the brake button, that's it. It's fine for controller gameplay. But then when you've got complex PC games like Rainbow Six, I just can't imagine having fun playing that game without a keyboard and mouse. And yeah, you can use a keyboard and mouse, and also a monitor with the Steam Deck, but then I have to carry a keyboard and a mouse, and the monitor, or else I'm going to play on a little 7-inch, 8-inch screen that's on the Steam Deck, which is just going to suck. Can you imagine getting a keyboard and a mouse, and then setting up your Steam Deck on the table, and then you're like hunched over, staring at a tiny little 8-inch screen with your back aching? No.
Yeah, hunched over. Or, here's what you could do. You could set up the keyboard, set up the mouse, move the Steam Deck back a little bit, and, you know, sit back a bit, and not have the screen this fucking close to your face. Just a little suggestion. And he's talking about traveling as well, which I'm pretty sure a lot of the accommodation you'll find will have a TV anyway, so you can just use that if you really don't want to look at the Steam Deck screen.
I guess if you're one of those people who desperately need to play some kind of PC-only game, then yeah, you could get a mini keyboard and like a mini mouse, and then you can make like a little mini PC gaming setup that can fit in your backpack. And if that's what you want to do, then sure, go ahead. But
yeah, you could just do that. Or, hear me out here, you could just use the Steam Deck controls, you know, the way you're supposed to use them. Or, if you really don't like the Steam Deck controls, you can just plug in an Xbox or PlayStation controller, probably even a Switch Pro controller, and just use them like that.
as a world traveler, I just don't see why I would want the Steam Deck over what I already have, the Switch Lite.
I don't know, you can play PC games on it, there's a better variety of games, your progress from your PC games carries over to the Steam Deck if the game has cloud save, you don't have to buy your games twice. I mean, if you don't need any of that stuff, then yeah, I guess you can have a Switch Lite.
As a world traveler, I just don't see why I would want the Steam Deck over what I already have, the Switch Lite. And because I have the Switch Lite, I feel like the Switch Lite is fine for what I want to do. I just want to play some casual gaming, do a couple hours here and there on Mario Kart. I don't really want to get into ultra complex games or games where you really need a keyboard and mouse to have any fun in it.
Well then use the Switch Lite.
Also, even though the Steam Deck's design looks pretty cool, it's going to weigh a ton. It's going to weigh almost triple the weight of the Switch. And can you imagine how heavy that's going to be? I think the Switch Lite is about 250, 300 grams, and then the Steam Deck is over 700 grams. It's going to be like holding a brick.
700 grams? 700 grams. Imagine trying to make a big deal out of a console weighing 700 grams. And also he says it's going to be triple the size of the Switch. It's not. The Switch weighs 400 grams. And the Steam Deck weighs 700, so it's less than double. And even still, 700 grams is fucking tiny. Like, I guarantee everyone watching this video has eaten food that weighs more than 700 grams. Like, my guy, if you've got an issue holding something that weighs 700 grams, you've got bigger problems than the Steam Deck, mate.
And then the thing's probably going to get very, very hot if it's going to be able to play PC games at medium or high settings.
Okay, one valid criticism there. And I could imagine that it would become uncomfortable if you're holding the Steam Deck and it's heating up around your hands. So yeah, that's a valid criticism.
It's going to have good specs, and to be able to keep good specs running, it's going to have like a bloody fan that sounds like a vacuum cleaner. And then the battery life, the battery life isn't going to last more than 2 hours playing any kind of game on any decent settings. You want to play Red Dead Redemption or GTA 5 on the Steam Deck? Yeah, you can for like 1 hour until the battery conks out. So then you end up just being tied to the mains charger with your Steam Deck plugged in.
I mean, are you going to complain about that being the case with the Steam Deck when you're talking about gaming laptops, which also have fans that sound like fucking jet engines? I mean, as far as I know, that depends on what game you play, which I guess, but also the Switch has terrible battery life as well. Like, he was talking about gaming laptops earlier, when most gaming laptops, the battery on that shit depletes in 2 hours. And you've got to play with the gaming laptop plugged in.
Which isn't very comfy. How are you going to lie back and relax and kick back and take off your socks? I'm just picturing it in my mind. The Steam Deck, 20% battery after I've only been playing an hour.
Okay, they'll only last 1 hour, those games. Do you want to know how long they'll last on the Switch? Yeah, I don't know either, because you can't play them on the Switch.
Got to plug it into the charger. I got to find a socket. I got to make sure you know, I don't trip over the cable doesn't knock my drink over, and then you're just attached to the cable the whole time. It's not very portable, is it?
I mean, I guess, but depending on what kind of charger the Steam Deck uses, you can probably get a pretty long cable for it, so that you don't risk tripping over it.
So you can plug it into a desktop monitor and have all the peripherals plugged into it, and it can be like a desktop PC. But at that point, why don't you just get a desktop PC? Why don't you just get a gaming laptop and then plug that into a monitor? At least then, when you go traveling, you can at least put that in your backpack as well. And then I'd rather have a 15-inch screen gaming laptop that has a keyboard and mouse built into it.
Yeah, but won't your back ache or something you were saying before? Like, won't the gaming laptop make your back ache? Just wondering. Ugh. Anyway, that's the end of that video. So now it's time we move on to the second video. Why I regret buying the Steam Deck. Because even though he made a video titled 5 Reasons Not to Buy the Steam Deck, and basically outlined reasons why he wouldn't buy the Steam Deck, he still fucking bought one. Someone make that make sense to me.
Hello and welcome back to a new video. So as you can see, I have my Steam Deck inside of the protective carrier case, and that is because unfortunately I think I've come to the decision that I regret buying the Steam Deck, and I think I'm going to sell it.
Wait, so you're telling me you bought something that you thought would offer you absolutely no value, and it offered you no value? The horror. I guess hindsight is 20/20, eh?
So this is my Switch Lite, and in comparison to the Steam Deck, you can see how insanely big the Steam Deck is.
What? Bro, it's not even that much bigger than the fucking Switch Lite. And yeah, of course the Steam Deck is bigger than the Switch Lite. It's more powerful than the Switch Lite. Plays more games than the Switch Lite. Like, it's designed to play Nintendo games, which have basically been the same since the 1980s.
Now, I don't have very big hands, but if you want to use my hands as a reference to see how big the Steam Deck is, it is just really big and bulky.
That's not even that big, bro. I guarantee my cock is bigger than that. If I put my dick with an erection next to the Steam Deck, it would be bigger.
It's okay if you're at home, but I don't really want to be putting this inside of my backpack when I can just chuck this into my backpack. Job done, easy peasy. This thing doesn't weigh a thing.
Okay, if that works for you, then fucking hell. Just chuck that into your backpack.
And it's got some pretty good games on it. It might not have every single game that's on Steam, but it's got quite a good collection of games on the Switch Lite. And I feel like I'd just rather have the Switch Lite. This thing is so weightless. Look, I could lift it with one finger.
Okay, that's the stupidest point ever. Oh look, I can lift it with one finger. Why are you trying to lift your gaming systems with one finger? Like that's some fucking litmus test for whether or not you should pack it into your backpack. Why don't you just pack it into your backpack with all your other shit and see if it fucking fits in there?
Compared to the Steam Deck, where it's just kind of heavy, kind of bulky, there's no way I would even try to one finger this thing.
That is what he said.
When I close the Steam Deck into its protective carrier case, and I put it next to my backpack, it's actually very big compared to my backpack. It's like a third.
Jeez, he thinks the Steam Deck's big compared to his backpack. Wait until he sees my dick.
They're so bulky, and already, I can feel it's pretty hefty and weighty, and I don't even have my other things in my backpack yet, like my laptop and my tablet. It just feels way better to have this Switch Lite in my backpack.
If all you need to fit into your backpack, aside from the Steam Deck, is a laptop and a tablet, I'm sure you'll be fine, my guy.
So my other problem with the Steam Deck has to be the price.
Oh no, he's gonna talk about the price. Yes, of course it's more expensive than a Switch.
So I was a bit silly and I decided to buy the most expensive version of the Steam Deck, which in hindsight is not really necessary.
Well, that was a bit fucking stupid, especially since you kind of already concluded that the product is virtually useless to you before you even bought it.
And that cost me about £565. Compared to this Switch Lite, which only costs about £200 when I bought it from release. I think it came out in 2019.
Yeah, no shit, the Switch Lite was cheaper. It's fucking tiny. It plays like fucking 4 games. Like, it's less powerful. Oh my god, I wonder which one's gonna cost less. The one that's more powerful or less powerful?
And the reason why it's kind of silly to buy the most expensive version of the Steam Deck for the storage is because you can actually put in an SD card.
Please don't tell me that he didn't know before buying the Steam Deck that you could put in an SD card. I will fucking lose it if he says that.
I mean, not the physically bigger version, the bigger storage version. So my other problem with the Steam Deck is, although it can play PC games, which is great and everything, I don't know why you would want to be playing so many hardcore PC games when you're traveling. For example, I'm going to go to Thailand in October. Am I really going to be sitting around at home playing video games all day when I should be exploring the country, seeing what it's all about, enjoying the food and the people and the culture, and trying to get new memories and experiences in life? I don't really see why I would want to be sat around playing some kind of dedicated PC game when I really should be doing other things in my life at this stage.
Then why the fuck did you buy it? Yeah, of course you shouldn't be playing hardcore PC games when you're traveling, while you should be exploring and traveling. Like, how's that a point against the Steam Deck? That goes for the Switch too. Anyway, for the rest of the video, basically just talks about the battery life, you know, and how he doesn't play video games that much anymore. It's not that interesting. We finally get to move on to the final video of this fucking shitfest, titled Why I Regret Selling My Steam Deck. This is some fucking hindsight 100.
Hello, welcome back to a new video. So as some of you may know, I sold my Steam Deck a couple months ago because it had come to my conclusion that the Switch OLED that I have here is superior to the Steam Deck, and I decided to choose this as my traveling gaming handheld console over the Steam Deck. Well, it's been a couple months now, I'm now in Thailand, and it's come to my new conclusion that I don't know if it was the best decision that I've ever made to sell the Steam Deck, and I'm not really getting a lot of use out of the Switch OLED, mainly because the games I want to play are not even on the Switch OLED in the first place. I guess it's kind of ironic because I sold the Steam Deck, and then I got the Switch OLED, which I don't use anymore.
Oh my god. Bruh, and he was saying in the last videos, all the games I need to play are on the Switch Lite, or the fucking, which has less games than the OLED. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, it is so fucking ironic, you wouldn't believe it.
But then I brought my gaming laptop, my 17-inch Pro Gamer Razer Blade laptop with RTX 3060 graphics card. I brought that with me in my backpack, which is way bigger than the Steam Deck and way heavier.
Fucking hell, this guy's a worse decision maker than me. He was complaining about the size of the Steam Deck, and he brought a gaming laptop, which is like 3 times as big, nearly. 2.5 times as big. Bro, that is funny.
If I just kept the Steam Deck, that would have solved both problems. It would have killed 2 stones with 1 bird.
I like that saying. 2 stones with 1 bird.
I would have had a powerful PC-capable gaming device that could play PC games, unlike the stupid Switch OLED, which can only play lame stuff like Mario or Pokemon, which I never play those games because I'm an adult. I like my adult games that have violence and shooting and gore. I don't really like these stupid kiddie games like Zelda and Mario and Luigi. I'm not a 10-year-old kid anymore, so those types of games don't really appeal to me. The kind of games I want to play is stuff like Cyberpunk and Modern Warfare 2 and Call of Duty and Rainbow Six Siege, and those games would have been fine to play on the Steam Deck, so I could have just brought the Steam Deck.
You know, I find this funny considering he was saying like, oh, I could play Mario Kart and all this stuff on the Switch. And now he's like, yeah, there's all these games I can't play on the fucking Switch OLED because it doesn't run them, all this stuff. Oh, bro, it's just funny. Fucking irony of the century there.
City. Also, I lost money because I spent over £600 buying that Steam Deck by pre-ordering it and getting the most expensive version with the biggest storage capacity, and I managed to set it for about £400 because I didn't have the original box and I didn't have the charger, so it didn't give me the best price I could have gotten for setting it as a used item.
You bought it for £600 and then sold it for £400. Bro, this fucking Steam Deck's being sold on eBay for a profit. Like, twice the price. Fucking hell, I wish I bought this guy's Steam Deck. Fuck, that would have been a bargain. Should have sold it to me, man. Hey, look, man, if you ever get another Steam Deck and then you think of selling it again, just send it my way.
So I lost nearly £200 buying that stupid Steam Deck. So as of right now, my backpack is way too heavy. A little backpack update I'm currently carrying as my travel backpack. Inside of it has my 17-inch gaming laptop with a power brick charger, Switch OLED, I've got this microphone, I've got some selfie sticks, I've got 4 mobile phones.
4 mobile phones? Fucking hell, that's a lot of mobile phones. Yeah, boys, always carry 2 phones. Got one for business and one for all these hoes. Bro, I'm done. This fucking video, Jesus, man. Thanks for watching. If you did enjoy, leave a like. If you're new to the channel, why not subscribe? Turn on those post notifications so you never miss an upload. Member shoutouts here. You too can become a channel member and help support terrible content like this by clicking the join button down below. Please don't send any hate over to Expert Review Zone. It's really unneeded. But that's all for today. So until the next one, piss off.